Hano just asked the question, can we talk about something about the present situation? I'm waiting for Levi to bring in Rabbi Diamond to bring in the sheets. Before we actually start on the Baal Shem Tov, which is our basic topic, I think it's very important to give some attention to the current day situation. I was heartbroken this morning when I heard on the news that over Shabas or Friday, another 6 soldiers were nifter, and just
horrible.
A little bit later on this morning, another 2. So the Indian is, we have to understand that the entire world right now, and especially here, we are in the situation which is called Midas Hadin Mitucha. I mentioned this last time, I think. It's very important. I don't know if people will accept it, but when you have the Midah of Din, which is prominent in the world, it's very, very dangerous. It's very dangerous. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, knowing that, created the world with an intention that there should be what the most prominent Midah, the Midah of Chesed. David HaMelech created, said in Tehillim, Olam Chesed Yiboneh. That's what Hashem really wants. He wants the world to operate with this Midah of Chesed. Now, why is it necessary to have this Chesed?
Is this a unity of Chesed you're talking about?
No. Chesed should be the prominent Midah. It's very important to understand this. And I'll explain to you by a very important pasuk that we just had in yesterday's parasha. Esav is coming to Yaakov, and he wants to get brachos. He wants to get a bracha. Yitzchak, excuse me. Yitzchak is on his way out. He's an older person already, and he wants to give brachos before he passes away. He wants to give brachos to Esav. So he says, Esav, go out and bring me some food, hasam litzayid, so that I can give you a bracha. I don't want to go into what that means. But anyway, he wants to give him a bracha. So Rivka overhears this, and being the Eishes Chai on the Tzaddikas that she says, she doesn't want Esav to get those brachas. She wants it to go to Yaakov. And she says, Yaakov, we've got to play a trick on your father. And Yaakov says, me? I'm the Ish Emes. I'm going to fool around with my father, try to trick my father to give me the brachas? She says, you don't worry about it. I take it on me. It's my responsibility. Alai kill us. If your father will curse you, I take the curse on me. So Yaakov is a good son, business to his mother. He disguises himself with the skins, you know that. He comes in and he fools Yitzchak, and Yitzchak gives him the brachas, and Yaakov leaves, and now Esav comes in, and he says Yitzchak is blind, or more or less blind. He says, who are you? I just gave you the brachas. Who are you? Ani Esav b'charecha. Who got the brachas? It says, Gam Baruch Yeh. That's what Yisrael says. He got it? All right, let it be. Let it be. Gam Baruch Yeh. So then Esav, screaming at the top of his lungs. He says, Vayitzak tzaka gedola ma'od. He's screaming at the top of his lungs. It's not enough that I sold him the Bechorah, but now the brachas, you have two sons. One's a Bechor, and one's not a Bechor. So the Bechor might be the favorite, but he could be but the father can give brachas to the second one too. So he's not the Bechor. So Esav wants brachas. I gave away the Bechor, I sold it, but brachas I could get from my father. And he took that away from me also. And he's screaming at the top of his lungs. And when you find this word, you know you find this word? We say it every single year at the Seder. On Klal Yisrael in Mitzrayim, the last 80 years of the Galus, Vayitzaku, they were screaming what was going on the last 80 years. Now, it's hard to know exactly what happened there, but there is one Midrash which everyone knows about, that Paro was bathing in the blood of 300 babies a day. That was his bath. He was taking a bath, Paro, in the blood of 300 babies a day.
Jewish babies.
Huh?
Jewish babies.
Yes, of course, Jewish babies. So you can imagine, we are experiencing what's going on here, how people are outraged of what the Hamas Yimach what they did to the babies there, down in the Darom, what they did down there in Gaza. Imagine 300 babies a day, the blood of 300 babies a day.
Sorry.
That was only one part of the Gullus. One part of the Gullus, one part of the Tzah. And so Klal Yisrael was screaming at the top of their lungs. Tza'akah doesn't mean just to raise your voice. It means to scream. And this is what Esav was doing, screaming at the top of his lungs. He lost the brachas also. So a father, a decent father, wants to pacify his son. His son is very disappointed. He's screaming, he's sad, and he's disappointed. He says, what do you want? I'll give you a bracha also. I'll give you a bracha. Don't worry. I gave him a bracha. I'll give you a bracha. There's plenty of brachas. No shortage of brachas. I'll give you a bracha. He said that later on. You know what he said? The first thing he said? Amazing thing.
In the Shiva.
Huh?
After the Shiva, we'll...
No. He said, listen to this statement. For years I couldn't understand. How could you say such a thing? And he loved Esav, right? He said, he loved Esav. So he says to Esav, listen to the words. Ba achicha b'mirma v'yikach b'chasecha. He told Esav, your brother came b'mirma and he took your brachas. Now Esav knows that already. Why do you have to put salt on the wound? Why did he have to say it? It's so cruel. Say, your brother came b'mirma v'yikach b'chasecha. That's what Esav is screaming about, that he took the brachas. Why did he have to give him why did he say that? So listen to this. This is absolutely amazing. The word mirma normally means ramaut. It means sort of sneaky and conniving, fooling. That's what the word mirma means, ramaut. But both the Targum Onkelos and Rashi say mirma means over here chachma. Chachma. The word is in the Torah mirma, but Rashi and Onkelos both translate the word as not ramaut, not fooling, but meaning chachma. So he's saying to Esav, Ba achicha bechachma. Your brother came with chachma and he took your brachos.
Chachma meaning what?
Chachma means chachma. You know what a chachma means?
Wisdom.
You know what chachma means. Wisdom. Why don't we translate the word chachma? You know what chachma means. Now, how is that supposed to satisfy or appease Esav? How is that supposed to be? On the contrary, as I said, it's like adding salt to the wound. What kind of statement is that to say? Say, I'll give you another bracha. No shortage of brachas. Listen to this, Rabbi Say. It's very, very important because it applies not only to Esav, it applies to us as well. We say every single day in Davening, after Baruch Hu, HaMechadesh b'tuva b'chol yom tabin maseh v'reishis, kulam b'chachma asisa. Ma'aseh Bereshis. Hashem created the world. All of the things that go on in the world, Kulam b'chokhma asisa. Hashem did everything with chokhmah. That means to say that everything is planned out perfectly to the nth degree. There is nothing missing. It's Hashem's chokhmah. Kulam b'chokhma asisa. When Hashem created the world, it was with a detailed plan. Everything was detailed from the beginning of the world till the end of the world. There's no difference. It's Hashem's chokhmah, not our chokhmah. Kulam b'chokhmah asisa. You made everything in the world with a plan. That means to say, Vavadai, the Geula Shlema, Mashiach, but it also means the Inquisition, it also means the Shoah, it also means this atrocity in October 7th. It means all of the Aliyot and Yeridot throughout history, everything was planned b'chokhmah, everything. And if it's Hashem's chokhmah, that is the din. That is the way the world has to operate. Now you say to me, well, but if we have Bechira, we have free will, so we could all be, as David HaMelech said, Olam Chesed Yiboneh. The world would operate with Chesed. The answer is, that's what Hashem wants. He wants us, this is in Hashem's plan also, He wants us to use Chesed so that the Chesed will overimpose itself on the Midah of Din, Shchayach. But the Midah of Din, that's Hashem's dry Chachma. It's dry, that's the way Hashem made a plan. And there's room, it seems, in the plan, if you follow my other directions of Chesed, you can overimpose the Chesed over the Din and soften it, sweeten it, what we call Hamtakat Hadin. There's room for that. I left room, Hashem says, in my plan. But otherwise, the world has to work with Midas Hadin. That means all of the wonderful things that happen in the world and all of the tragic things that happen in the world are part of Hashem's plan. So, when you are disappointed and I am disappointed, like Esav was disappointed, what do we have to say to ourselves? It was Hashem's plan. This is what Hashem had in his mind. That at one point in history, this person, that person, you, me, everybody has to go through certain things in life. And this is what we say after the fact. Before it happens, we have to do everything possible to avoid all the negativity. But after it happens, you're going to come to complaint? You're going to complain? You're complaining? You think you know better than the master planner? You know better than him? How can you complain? You can't complain. You have to say, this is what Yitzchak was teaching Esav. It's exactly what Yitzchak was teaching Esav. Bo achicha, but with part of Hashem's plan. I had intention to give you the brachas v'yitein lecha that we say every Motzei Shabbos. This is my kavanah. But what did David HaMelech say? Rabos machshavos belev ish ve'atzas Hashem hi zakum. What's going to happen in the end is what Hashem's plan is, what His eitzah is. That's what really counts at the end. That's the bottom line. And there's no way you can change that unless you follow my other plan of Olam Chesed Yibane. But if that is not strong enough, it's not powerful enough, the original plan that I have is going to be the final plan. That's it. Nothing's going to change it. And Yitzchak is teaching Esav. Esav, you got to learn it. This is the time when you are disappointed, the time when you're let down, the time when it's painful to you. This is the time to learn that lesson. Yaakov did not come stam to fool me and to fool you. This is what Hashem wanted. Bo achicha b'mirma, with the chachma of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu put into the world. This is what Hashem wanted to happen. I had intended to give you the brachas. But Hashem says, no. Those brachas I want for Yaakov. Esav will get other brachas. This is a very, very important lesson to learn for all of us in our everyday life. We all go through pleasant things and unpleasant things. And we have to remember the unpleasant things are all in Hashem's plan. Of course, we have to be smart enough to see the positive side and know that at the end, it's all for our benefit. We don't feel it at the time. At the time we feel disappointment. We get hurt. Think about all of the families who lost people, all the soldiers that were lost.
And the wounded.
The wounded, think about them. They have to know this lesson too. And I'm not going to go preach to them. Who am I to go preach to them? But this is what Hashem wants us to know. This is why it happened. Pashas told us. It's also part of the Chokhmah that in the middle of this war, Pashas told us comes out, and this sentence is in the Parsha. When a great disappointment happens. So what are we supposed to be doing? We're supposed to be doing everything possible to sweeten the din. And there are ways. One of the ways was what Hashem said to David HaMelech Beruach HaKodesh, and he put it into Tehillim, Olam Chesed. Make the whole world operate with Chesed. That will sweeten the din. And we have to remember that also. I said to a friend of mine this morning on the way out of Davening, he came into shul to the second minyan, I was leaving the first minyan, and I said to him, we're not working hard enough. We're not working hard enough. I didn't know about the 8. Another 6 soldiers went. I look at it as my fault. It's the Hamas's fault. Not the Hamas's fault. It's my fault. If I would be doing more, Hamas would have no power. That's what happened. And it's going on now also. Many, many miracles happened down there. Stories of people who were experienced, but went down south. Mamish Nisim. Nisim went on down there. If we would be better Jews, there'd be more Nisim. There wouldn't be one soldier who was nifter.
At the same time, like if we would have not stopped at 2014, we wouldn't have had this situation right now. We would have wiped the Amalek out already.
But that was God's will also.
But it was our choice. We have choices in life.
It was God's will.
I don't know. It's beyond my understanding.
So I made a copy of...
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
So the situation of parental love with regard to their offspring. We have a situation with Sarah and Abraham, and we have a situation with Rivka and Yitzchak. On the way they're looking at their children, the way they love their children. So how are we supposed to understand that? Because the things that they're diametrically opposed?
No, they're not opposed. They both meant well. They both thought that they're doing the best thing that could be done. Such tzaddikim don't have any, negative sides to them that we can understand. They're only trying to do what's best. for them, for Klal Yisrael, what is Hashem's will? What is Hashem's ratzon? Take one page, please, and paste the page. You give me that one, the last one. I'll take the last one. Everyone take one page.
Rabbi,
Yes.
it also said Vaishmatza Katan. And it finished earlier for 100 years.
Yes, I don't say that it has. Of course, it's a good thing. It has an effect. The vadai has an effect. What I made over here is I found in Rav Nachman Breslett's Sefer Amidos. He has a number of suggestions of what we can do to sweeten the din. What we can do to do hamtakas hadin. How do we go about that? Here's a page for you too.
Oh, toda rabba.
Let's go over it together quickly. There's a list on the left side of the page. That long list. The first one is tzedakah. Tzedakah is, you understand what tzedakah is. A lot of people don't understand really what tzedakah is. You know what tzedakah is? Tzedakah is, tzedakah is mesirus nefesh. What does tzedakah mean usually? A person takes money that he has and he gives it to somebody else. Now that money is not just money. Where did he get the money from? He got the money because he was working, probably. In most cases, the person works. What does it mean works? He puts in time, he puts in energy, he puts in maybe sleepless nights. He gives part of his life for that money. So the money that he has, that he makes, when he earns a living, that money represents his life that he put into, that he has to sacrifice that in order to get the money. So the money is really an expression of my entire life. That's what tzedakah is. I'm giving that away to somebody else who didn't work for it. I worked for it. I sacrificed my life to make that money. I'm giving it away to somebody else. That sweetens the din. You're doing such a sacrifice. You're willing to give up money, your hard-earned money. You're willing to give that up, to give it to somebody away, somebody else who's in need. That is the biggest sweetener of din, giving tzedakah. And it doesn't make a difference how much you give also. It all depends on the person. It's the quality of the giving, the kavanah of the giving. So that's number one. Number two is tza'akah. We spoke about that.
What about if you give someone tzedakah and they use it for just things that are not?
You try to give to the people who are really deserving. You try. Gimel, Shinei Maisa. Shinei Maisa means to change your way of behavior. Now let me tell you a very important thing. Very important thing. During the corona, I heard countless rabbanim say the following. What happened during the corona? All over the world, shuls were closed. It was dangerous. According to them, to daven in shul, it's too contagious. You can't do that. So the shuls were closed. All these private minyanim sprung out, outside minyan, outdoor minyans, all kinds of things minyan. The rabbanim all over the world were saying, Rabbi Sai, Hashem is talking to us. Hashem is talking to us. We are not showing proper respect to the Beit Knesset. I was just yesterday in a place, I was away for Shabas, and I spent a very, very nice Shabas. I had to be there for a simcha. Came Ma'ariv Motzei Shabbos. The people in the neighborhood made their own minyan for Ma'ariv. They didn't go to the shul. How far was the shul away? 2-minute walk. 2-minute walk, maybe less. They didn't go to the shul. Why did they go to the shul? Because it's more convenient to have the minyan right near their homes. And the rabbi wanted to extend the Shabbos for 10 minutes. He didn't want to daven bazman. He wanted to extend the Shabbos for 10 minutes. The covered Shabbos. show that you're not running away from the Shabbos, let's extend the Shabbos 10 minutes past the Zman. Not Rabbeinu Tam. 10 minutes.
Not Rabbeinu Tam?
Not Rabbeinu Tam.
No Rabbeinu Tam.
Less than that. Just 10 minutes more. That's all. No. No. We'll make your own minion. That's another example of what you call a lack of respect and appreciation to have a Beit Knesset.
In my neighborhood, they daven 10 minutes before.
No.
Yeah.
To make sure that exactly at pink, the time that Shabbos goes out, we're up to Aleinu.
Are they yakers?
No.
No, really. Thank you.
Rabbi Zai, the rabbis were saying at the Corona,
Aleinu.
the reason why the shuls were closed all over the world, you know why?
Torah.
Because people in
Lashon hara.
shuls speak sichat chulin. They don't feel when they walk into the shul that this is God's home. This is the chutzner of the Beis HaKnesses, a Makom Kadosh. Makom Kadosh, you don't talk about the stock market, you don't talk about what's doing in the family. In a Makom Kadosh like this, you talk about mitzvahs, Torah, tefillah. It's not a place for friendly conversation. Go outside if you don't talk friendly conversation. It's not a chumrah, it's not a bikabbalah. This is a halacha mefureshet in the Shulchan Aruch. Kedushas Beis HaKnesses. I asked you, Rabbi Say, I'm not going to give you the answer, you give yourself the answer. The Corona has more or less passed by. Have we learned the lesson about Sichas Chulin in the Beit HaKnesset or not? Have we learned the lesson? Are we refraining from stam idle talk, friendly talk in the Beis HaKnesset, or do we talk only Dvarim Shebekadusha, Torah, Tefillah, Mitzvahs? You answer the question yourself. But one of the things, says the list here, that changes, makes hamtokas hadin, it sweetens the din, changes the atmosphere from din to rachamim, is a shinui maisa. It's got to be a serious commitment. A serious commitment. A Beis HaKnesses is not our living room.
What about the Kiddush in Shul on Shabbos?
It's a very big problem.
What about the kids?
It's a very big problem.
The kids should do what you want. You can say what
Even, having a kiddush in shul in general is a problem. You're not supposed to eat and drink in the Beis HaKnesses either. L'chatchila. But if you're going to have a kiddush, you're going to be mekel. There's room to be mekel. If it's covered Beis HaKnesses, you can be mekel. But all the conversations that go on during the kiddush,
Are you talking about the kids after shul? After davening is finished.
yeah.
Why can't you talk then?
It's because it's a makom kadosh. It's not only during the davening that it's also the talk.
The kids is not in the shul.
If the kid,
No, sometimes it's in shul, sometimes.
yeah, many places have the kiddush in the shul itself, in the back of the shul. You put it- This has to be a shinui ma'aseh. This is something for all of Klal Yisrael. I beg you, talk to your friends about it. A Beis HaKnesses is a makom kadosh. We do have to do our best not to talk just everyday talk. Our talking in Beis HaKnesses should be limited to three things: davening, Torah, and mitzvahs. That's it. Shiurim. That's all. Not any other kind of talk should be done outside the door of the Beit Knesset. It's very important. This is something which is easy to do. It doesn't cost any money, doesn't cost any special tircha, just a question of muzzling yourself, holding yourself in. These things can save soldiers' lives. Shinei Maisa. This saves soldiers' lives. How can we not do such a thing? We can't do that much for them? Yes.
What kind of creative you know?
Excuse me?
What kind of creative when you don't talk business in a Knesset, right? Angels are creative. Angels are creative when you don't talk business in a Knesset, right?
When you
Otherwise, when they go straight to Shemon, otherwise they come down and they're crippled. They can't talk to Shemon. To be injured. No?
could be.
No.
Could very well
Shem
be.
helps with that.
Could very well be. Could be. All right. The Dalet is Tefillah Bar Shivuyim. That's obviously you have to be mispal for them. Say more Tilim for them. Of course, absolutely. Hey, Tefillah B'Mikvah. Mitoch Machsheves Tshuva. This is very important also. People do not realize this. There are a lot of people who don't go to the mikvah altogether. Okay, they don't go. It's not a chiyuv. There's no chiyuv. Al pidin, you're not mechuyev to go to the mikvah. Bisman hazeh. But those people who do go to the mikvah, they don't realize that the mikvah is necessary to do with a kavanah. And the kavanah is not just to wash oneself. The kavanah is tahara, purification, and the purification is necessary to be preceded by a machshava of tshuva. That's very, very important. My Rabbi used to tell me, a person who toivels in a mikvah without a machshava of tshuva, it's as if he's holding a dead sheretz in his hand. Ketovel b'sheretz biyado. The tefillah is worth almost nothing. Very, very important to have a machshava of tshuva if one goes to the mikvah. Right. Number Vav, Hischasku b'bitachon b'Hashem Yisbarach, have faith in Hashem, trust in Hashem, no complaints, he knows what he's doing. Zayin, Amiras Mizmar Lamates v'Ayin Zayin, this is Rabbi Nachman says, these two are especially important to Hamtokas Hadin, to sweeten and din. Ches, Limud Torah Lishma. Now many of us learn Torah. Think about yourselves. You're all coming here for a shiur. Let's look into our own minds. Why are we coming to hear a shiur? Why are we coming? Now, many people will answer, you know why I'm coming? Because I enjoy it. It's stimulating. I enjoy learning Torah, which is a very good thing. It's good to learn Torah and enjoy and feel excited. But that's not called learning Torah Lishma. You would be surprised. Learning Torah Lishma is learning Torah because of Hashem. I'm doing it for Hashem. I don't come into the picture at all. Even for the simcha of the mitzvah. I don't come into the picture. When I learn Torah Lishma, I'm learning only for Hashem. Hashem gave us a mitzvah to learn Torah, that's why I'm doing it. That's what Torah Lishma is. And it's very, very foreign to many people. If they enjoy this Rav, they'll come to hear him because they like the way he talks. They like the way he explains things. That Rav, well, I don't like him so much, so I don't go to his shiurim. That's not learning Torah Lishma. Learning Torah Lishma means I'm learning for Hashem. Hashem gave us the mitzvah. We have a mitzvah to learn Torah. Hashem told me to learn Torah. I'm doing it for Hashem. That's it. No ulterior motive. No personal interest at all. That makes Hamtakas Adin. That saves lives. That protects the soldiers. Tes. Limud Yud Aleph HaBracha Shebirich Moshe Rabbeinu Es HaShvatim. Okay. At the end, in Zos HaBracha, when Moshe Rabbeinu, before he was nifter, he gave the brachas to all the Shvatim. Those psukim are also very, very potent to make Hamtakas Adin. Those are all wonderful things, brachas for Am Yisrael, just to say them. Say the brachas. At the end of in Zos HaBracha there, that makes Hamtakas Adin too. Yud Gimel.
Just to say brachas on bread or whatever?
To read the psukim there in Zos HaBracha that Moshe gave to all the Shvatim.
Where is that?
Zos HaBracha, at the end, Zos HaBracha, that Moshe Rabbeinu.
Right. We read on this Torah.
Yud Limud Pashas Amerikava should be Yecheskel. All right, in the beginning of Yecheskel, the Navi there, the Amerikava, that's also one of the Haftarahs. Reading that also is Mamitik the Did. Yud Aleph, Limud Mishnayis Zroyim. Interestingly enough, to learn Mishnayis Brachos and all the Bikurim and all the Mishnayis there, they're also accomplishes Hamtakas Adin. Yud Beis, Litroch Limtzo Schus. V'lalamet Schus Alam Yisrael. This is a time which is extremely, extremely important. We have to learn, and this is so difficult, not to criticize Jews, not to find fault and pick out the faults and talk about them. We have to learn to look at things positively and to be defenders of the Jewish people. This is very, very important. Finding fault and criticizing causes an arousal of the midah of din. You don't want to be prosecuted. You don't want to be picked out for your faults. Klal Yisrael doesn't want either. We want to make the midah of chesed and rachamim prevalent, so we have to find all the good side to talk about. The half glass of water that's full, not the empty half. Talk about the full side. They're both true, but you talk about only about the full half, not the empty half. So everybody has good points and bad points. You see the bad points, don't talk about it. Focus on the person's good points and talk about that and praise the good points. Limud schus elam Yisrael. You had a question?
What about people that aren't religious but don't keep the 7 mitzvahs when they know it? Even then we should judge favorably?
You know what someone told me? Someone told me down in Kibbutz Be'eri, or no, not the Be'eri, that musical festival that they were having down there in Gaza. He said that they were being oved avodah zarah.
Yeah.
That's what this guy told me. I said to him, how could you say such a thing? How could you say such a thing? These fellas down there, they don't know anything. These are people, Atinoko Shenishbu, they don't know. They know that there's such a thing as Simchas Torah, they know that. So they wanted to celebrate Simchas Torah in the way that they understood. That's all you should say, nothing more than that. That was the reason for their music festival. They're also meant to do well. They don't know anything better. They know that they have tattoos on their head, they have crazy haircuts. That's what they know. They don't know anything more, but they meant to celebrate the Yom Tov. That's the way they do. That's all. Bibulim alamet schus. Don't look at the bad side. Look at only the good side. Yud Gimel. This chazek b'midas ha'anova asher miratzeh es HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That gives HaKadosh Baruch Hu tremendous satisfaction when he sees people are trying their hardest to be humble. Because the person has a natural ego to want to receive respect, kavod. The person does the opposite. He tries to be humble and show that he's nothing special. This has tremendous, tremendous satisfaction to Hashem and makes Hashem want to be mamtik l'din. Yud Dalid, in general, Belima Saper, try to speak less. Try to speak less. Especially if a person is in an argument with somebody else. You want to show that you're right and he's wrong. Belima Saper. Muzzle your mouth. Don't continue. Be silent. Gemara says, the person who's boilim pib b'shat mariba, the entire world is worthy for such a person. At the time of an argument, he all of a sudden just clams up and he says nothing. He doesn't want to continue. Doesn't want to get into argument, the heated argument. The entire world is worthy for such a person. Belima Saper. Tezvav Shira Shirim. It doesn't have to be said only on Shabas. It could be any day. Say Shira Shirim. Shira Shirim deals with the love relationship of HaKadosh Baruch Hu and Am Yisrael. You say those psukim, it also causes Hamtakas Hadin. There's another one, Tezai, which is not so familiar. In the Mishkan, when they made the Izim, Yiriyas Izim, Mishkan and Parshas Truma, Tetzava, that's where you'll find it. Parshas HaKetoris. Now that's something that everyone should do. Before Shachris, after Shachris and En Kelokenu, and before Mincha. Come 5 minutes earlier. say the Parshas HaKetoras before Mincha and before Shachris and afterwards. It's very important also. It's an easy thing to do. A few more minutes. That's Mamtik the Din.
Where is this Parsha Ketuvah?
It's in this. Every Siddur has it. Every Siddur has it. Where the Kabbanis are before the.
Oh, the Korbanos, the Korbanos.
Yeah, but there is in the Kabbanis. There's the Parsha of Ketoras. Make sure you say that the Ketoras. You'll see there.
If you say Korbanos in the morning, then you've done it then, right?
Hopefully you say the Ketoras too. There, it should be there. Yes, but you say also in Kelokenu and before Mincha you do the Ketoras again. Yud Ches, Mishnayos, Masechta Shavuos, and Ohalos. Now those Ohalos is a very hard Masechta. Deals with Tumah and Taira. So if that's too difficult, Masechta Shavuos. But it doesn't have to be all of these. You pick out a few of them. Pick out the ones that you think that you can do. Number Yud Tes. Lisbol Bushot. If somebody embarrasses you, says something derogatory, be able to just take it and not say anything. Lisbol Bushot. When you're embarrassed, accept it and don't answer.
Even if it's in public?
Especially if it's in public. the harder it is, the more worth it is. Your test lisnai b'shifras. The gait, the kind of walking, the place where you sit, how you conduct yourself. Do it very simply. Don't try to stand out, be prominent, and receive special cover. My Rosh Hashiva told me when he was in Vilna, he was a dayan in Vilna. Vilna at that time was considered to be like the Yerushalayim of the world, before World War II, in Vilna. There was a very big dayan in Vilna who sat together with Reb Chaim Ozer. 3 big dayanim. He had a shul too. He never, the Rav of the shul, a big dayan, he never sat at the Mizrach wall. Never. He always sat on the side. You hear that Rabbi say? The Rav of the shul, a big dayan, big posek, he never sat at the Mizrach wall. He sat on the side like everybody else. That is what he means to say. This nag b'shiflas. One should conduct oneself with a degree of modesty. That's all, not to stand out. Chaf Aleph, lekabel atzmo tsar kedei lahakel al am Yisrael. The dugma, here is what it says, lishon b'li karit, or al haritzpa v'lo b'mita. Latzum chatziyom, lekabel atzmo tainis dibur. Be willing to go through some kind of discomfort. I heard that the Chafetz Chaim, in World War I, Chafetz Chaim did not want to sleep on a regular bed. The Jewish soldiers are dying out there on the battlefield. I should not be mishtatif in the tsar of them. I have to also go through some kind of uncomfortable situation. He did not want to sleep on a bed.
So you could
Slept on a blanket. Everyone could do it in his own way. To try to go through some kind of difficulty in life that you can bear, it's bearable, it makes life uncomfortable. But to be meshtatif in the tsar, if you do that, you remove the onus of the tsar from them by taking part of it on yourself. In other words, it seems to say that a certain amount of tsar has to come out of Shemaim on Am Yisrael, and it may be localized in one group, but if you take part of the tsar for yourself, you remove a little of the weight of the tsar from them too. So everybody does a little bit, it could make a big difference for the soldiers down in the south, or for everybody else who's suffering, people in the hospitals, whatever. Chav Beis, this chazek b'midas harachmanas. Try to show mercy. Try to show mercy. I know somebody who every single morning he goes to try to find animals to feed. Birds, pigeons. He puts out food. Says, this is for the Midah of Rachmanis. I want the Midah of Rachmanis to be more prominent in the world. And there's a pasuk that you say, what's the pasuk you say? I forget the pasuk. Escapes my mind right now, but it doesn't make a difference. You do it, you say, I want the Midah of Rachmanis to be, Rachmav al kol ma'asav, Rachmav al kol ma'asav. You said the pasuk is, okay, anyway. Rachmav al kol ma'asav. He wants the midah of Rachmanis to be more prevalent in the world by him doing a midah of Rachmanis. Of course, when it comes to people, you see people are in need, but vadai, be merachim on them. Do what you can to help them to alleviate the situation. But vadai. But even to animals, if you do it for animals too, the midah of Rachmanis becomes more aroused and it becomes more active in the world. That's the point.
You say it every morning, every day when we make the Chatamazon.
Yeah, but you're not doing anything. You're just saying it. Do a maisa of Rachmanis. Do a maisa of Rachmanis. Help somebody out who needs it. Who's somebody who's in need, who doesn't have. Help them out in some way. It doesn't have to be tzedakah. That's also a way. But if somebody who needs some physical assistance, something to stand up for him, help him stand up, help him cross the street, carry a package for him, whatever it is. Make it easier for him. An old man walks into shul, go over to him, can I help you to find your seat? Can I walk with you to your seat? Do something to show your Rachmanis on the person. And the last thing is, Tefillah b'Islavus. Hanoch, you hear? This is the one you asked about. Tefillah b'Islavus. When davening is done, the davening should be done with a burn, with a slavus, with a flame. Not just to daven like it's something you have to do every single day. It's sort of a rote, mechanical thing. Davening should be done with concentration, with emotion, putting really yourself into it. That also makes the davening more powerful and makes Hamtakas Adina. All right, that's it for today, Rabbi Sai. We didn't get the chance to do the Baal Shem Tov, but this is so important. It's so important. I think it's more important than the Baal Shem Tov for the time being. Huh?
We skip one.
Which did we skip?
Mizmor 39. Feeling 39, number 6.
Lamites. Yeah, Lamites. This is what I got this from Rab Nachman, and there are other ones too. Pei Gimel is also good. There are a lot of psukim. All right, we'll